Reedeckulous Magic Show, back playing some Scions in Modern. Good luck, have fun, opponent. We won the die roll. We will play first. We will keep. So I'm back. Yeah, I took a very extended break to binge play some Fortnite, and I finally got that win. Cross that off the list. We can move on, get back to recording some Magic the Gathering gameplay videos for your amusement. Root Bound Craig for the opponent. We probably should have actually opened with the Isolated Chapel, so it'd be untapped here, but it's irrelevant as we just drew a plane, so that worked out. We'll just play the planes and pass the turn for now. Turn 3, we'll probably just stick the Awakening Zone, as our opponent hasn't really presented any threats yet. Wall of Roots. Okay. What is our opponent doing here? We draw a Woodland Cemetery. It's pretty great. It'll come in untapped as well. That means we definitely want to go ahead and get our Awakening Zone down. That means next turn we're looking at playing Anointed Procession to start doubling those tokens up. And then from there we can play Eldrazi Monument to make them all indestructible. As we'll be making more than we will have to sacrifice each turn. Another Wall of Roots from the opponent. Sure. They have 5 cards left in their hand. They just passed the turn. Alright, we're going to always yes and always yield the Awakening Zone trigger, so it goes a little quicker. Canopy Vista also will come in untapped because we have 2 basics. Our mana has been very kind to us this game. We will tap 4, play Anointed Procession, double up our token output, and pass the turn to the opponent. Let's see what they're doing with all of this mana. Potentially at 6 mana next turn. Let's see if they get like a Titan or something down. Titan would be frustrating. But I'm not exactly sure what deck plays Wall of Roots. I'm about to find out though. Let's see. Opponent. They're thinking about doing something on our end step. Not really sure what that would be. I do have red mana up. Oh, they're doing something. It's a Chord of Calling? It is a Chord of Calling. X3. So they're going to go get a creature here. Convert a mana cost 3 or less. Maybe something to shoot one of our enchantments would be frustrating. Let's see. Like a Reclamation Sage or something. Eternal Witness to get back Chord of Calling. That makes sense. Alright. Well, now there's a world where we might want to just play our Lingering Souls and flash it back just to get a bunch of board presence. Yeah, we'll just take 2 for now. We're still at 20. Well, shrinking their Wall of Roots some more. Nevermaker. 2/3 flying. When it leaves the battlefield, put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. Alright, it looks like they did not evoke that, so that's pretty phenomenal for us. Oh my goodness, that's another Anointed Procession. Oh, do we just play another Anointed Procession? What could we do here? We have 3 mana from our spawn. We could play another Anointed Procession and play a Lingering Souls for 8 tokens. That seems pretty good. Let's try that. 1, gonna, let's see, we want to minimize the number of spawn that we sacrifice, so we're actually going to tap 2 mana and sacrifice 2 spawn, play Anointed Procession number 2, and play the big ol' Lingering Souls. It should be 8 tokens. Yep, sweet. Pass the turn to the opponent. See what they do here. And so that means we'll be getting, what, 4 Eldrazi spawn each turn? If they get in with the Chord of Calling again. Yep, X2. We go get another creature. Let's see. What is it going to be? I hope they're not assembling some crazy combo that I'm unfamiliar with, and they're just gonna like plow under us, essentially. Phantasmal Image, copying Eternal Witness, getting back Chord of Calling again. Sure. Yeah, just keep all the 2/1s coming. I'm not actually that worried about those right now. Honestly, we have so many tokens. Let's see. We need to make sure that we don't kill the Nevermaker, as it can put one of our enchantments on top of our deck and just kind of slow us down. It wouldn't really be the end of the world, honestly, but it would slow us down a turn, and that's not really something that we want. We do want to close this game out before they assemble whatever crazy creature-based 5-6 card combo they're working on with Chord of Calling over and over and over. There's another Chord of Calling. What are they getting this time? Hornet's Nest. Sure. The thing is that doesn't have reach. Yeah, they're gonna get in with Nevermaker. We're just gonna take it. Because we're about... Oh, there's a Blasphemous Act. Ooh, that's a nice little setup. Alright, fair enough. They're gonna get a bunch of bugs. Nevermaker is going to put a permanent back on top of its owner's library. Okay. This is cool. This is a cool deck, opponent. We draw... Oh, it's our Awakening Zone, so we don't get the Awakening Zone things. That's fine, though, because we have another Lingering Souls that they don't know about here. The thing is they pinched us on some mana there, which is unfortunate, but we should be fine. We're going to tap 3, cast another Lingering Souls, and then we're going to flash back a Lingering Souls, and we're going to pass the turn back. This has been crazy. I love the opponent's deck. I've never seen a Hornet's Nest Blasphemous Act combo. This has been sweet. We're just throwing all these 1/1 flyers at each other. Well, we're going to turn the tide pretty handily with Eldrazi Monument here. I don't think they're really going to be prepared for that. Oh, there's an Intangible Virtue. That's even better. So here we're going to tap 2, just play the Intangible Virtue. Yes, now they all have vigilance. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get the awakening zone back down. I think we're going to attack with all of our spirits here. They'll have vigilance, so they're still going to be back to block. Now they're going to be able to trade their bugs 1 for 1 here, but we can still flash back another lingering souls, and then we've got our awakening zone back online. And we kind of want to put some pressure on the opponent. I don't really want to give them all the time in the world to set up whatever it is they're trying to do here. This is ridiculous. Look at this board. And bunch of combat goes down, lots of tokens die. Opponent looks like they're taking 6. Come on, opponent. Got some instant speed shenanigans to turn this combat in your favor. Oh, they're gonna Chord of Calling. What did they Chord of Calling for here? What are they doing? So they've tapped, let's see, 6 insects for Chord of Calling so far. So they're at Chord X3, unless they tap some more. Okay, so they Chord X3. Getting back, are going to get an Eternal Witness to get back a Chord of Calling, I imagine. Unless they're getting back, yes, they get back Chord of Calling. Sounds good. Going to tap 6 more, do it again, maybe? Yeah. X6, this is a big one. Let's see what they're getting. Let's see, we're going to need some graveyard hate for this deck. We gotta hit these Chord of Callings before they get them back with Eternal Witness. This has been obnoxious. They get to just pluck whatever answer they need out of their deck. See, at any point, I'm concerned about them getting to like a Crater Hoof Behemoth or something. That would be very bad for us. Give all their dudes +X and trample. There's Primeval Titan, so they can go get some lands. Makes sense. Cool. Get a couple temples to get their scry on. Sure. This has been a very long combat. Very long combat. Opponent's deck is pretty cool though. I'm digging it. Looping a bunch of Chord of Callings and exploding a Hornet's Nest. Okay, does combat finally resolve? Combat resolves. We're down to 3 tokens. They're down to 13. They've got a Titan and a Witness. We get 4 Scions on our upkeep unless they get rid of the Awakening Zone again. We play Eldrazi Monument and give all our dudes flying indestructible and +1/+1. And then we just ride that for a while, see what we can do. Yep, here comes Titan. We're just gonna let it in. Hopefully they don't have some crazy pump spell here to kill us. I get to go get 2 more lands. I'm glad they didn't go get the things to like give it double strike and just totally wreck our day. We'll take 6. There's argument to using the Scions as mana as well to be able to play both Eldrazi Monument and Flashback Lingering Souls, considering we get 8 of those. And they'll be 3/3s. Not sure where we stand in this game, honestly. The opponent's deck is capable of some crazy things, and I've never seen anything like it so far, so I'm not sure what to expect from them at any given moment other than Chord of Calling for the 9th time this game, or however many it's been. Maybe somebody in the comments section can figure that out for me. Oh, man. Opponent. Tapping some lands. Murderous red cap. Sure. They're just gonna shoot a spirit. That's annoying, but fine. Yep. So, yes, we will use Awakening Zone's ability. I thought I said always yes to that. Ooh, there's a Gavany Township. That's a very important draw. That means our dudes are going to get progressively larger as well. So that's pretty great. Let's tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Eldrazi Monument. 2 Flashback Lingering Souls. Attack with the Flying Spirits, and unless the opponent has an answer, I think we have them. They're at 7. We've got a bunch of indestructible Vigilant Flyers. What you got, opponent? Do you have an answer to the indestructibility? Let's see. We can block their creatures all day. We're at 10. They have 5 cards in hand. They can probably Chord for something else, but I don't know what it would be. It would have to be some kind of artifact destruction for Eldrazi Monument. There's Muldrifter. Evoked. Sure, you're going to draw 2 cards. That's fine. Down to 4 mana. Unless they're going to cast something second main. 5 mana. They might Ghost Quarter our Township, so that we can't grow our team with it. Honestly, I don't know if we need to grow our team with it. We just win in the air next turn if they don't have an answer to Eldrazi Monument. Scions. Maybe getting it done? Come on, opponent. What else you got? The public wants to know. Phantasmal image, probably copying Titan. Or Witness to get back. Chord of Calling again. Jeez Louise. It's obnoxious. Or do they have another blasphemous act? But even if they have a blasphemous act, all of our dudes are indestructible. Yes, we got there. Whoo, GG's opponent. We're gonna begin sideboarding. All right. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't actually shut down what they're doing, I don't think. Because the cards aren't actually entering the battlefield. Well, actually, they can't use Chord of Calling to tutor it out of the deck. So yes, Grafdigger's Cage is coming in. We want more instant speed removal, I guess is fine. We're gonna go down a From Beyond, a Parallel Lives, and the Kozilek. I don't think we're going to have the converted mana costs really to counter what they're doing at any given moment. So Kozilek loses some appeal. We'll just try it like this. Yeah. Seems good. So yeah, got their game one. We've got 3 lands, all of our colors, turn 2 Treasure Map, turn 3 Oblivion Ring if we need to, or we could Lingering Soul. I like this. We're going to keep this. The chapel will come in untapped off of the plains. We're just going to open with the Temple of Plenty. Let's see what our first draw is. What do we got? Oh, there's our Eldrazi Monument as well. Very nice. Scry a From Beyond. Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to put that to the bottom for now. We need to continue getting lands. Pass the turn. Next turn, we Plains and Treasure Map. We draw another Lingering Souls. Ho boy. Wonderful, wonderful. We'll just drop this Treasure Map. And pass the turn. Opponent's at 3 mana. Let's see what they're doing with it. Nothing, apparently. Nothing is the answer to that question. We're going to play an Isolated Chapel. We'll go ahead and scry with our Treasure Map. We'll keep Plains on top and play Intangible Virtue. Pass the turn. Hopefully this Intangible Virtue will eat some kind of enchantment removal from the opponent, and then we can just play the Anointed Procession next turn. Let's see what they got. Panharmonicon. Yikes. Okay. So they're about to explode into some Hornets. No. Cancel. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to play Anointed Procession. Almost played the wrong card there. Got excited. Was gonna play a Lingering Souls to try to get in under this Panharmonicon. But this is gonna be sweet when this does go off. So what needs to happen here is we need to make sure that we get our dudes indestructible before they play the Blasphemous Act. There's Acidic Slime. Okay, gonna hit Anointed Procession, I assume? Yeah. Yep. Alright, I wasn't expecting Panharmonicon. We may have to do a little different sideboarding strategy here now. Yikes. Alright, well, we're going to get another land, which is cool, because that means that we can slam this Eldrazi monument, but we need to get dudes into play first. So I think it's worth just taking the turn to... well, we could Oblivion Ring the Panharmonicon as well. That might have been the proper line last turn, thinking about it. Yeah, I think we need to just go ahead and O-ring the Panharmonicon. And we will activate our treasure map. Growing Rites of Itlimoc. What are we going to do with a bunch of mana? Not a whole lot, honestly. I guess that would enable us to... When does this flip? The beginning of your end step. Yeah, I don't think we really need it. As weird as that sounds. I'm going to put it to the bottom. And we'll pass the turn. Yeah, I probably should have O-ringed that Panharmonicon a turn earlier. I didn't think about that. Would have prevented both of our buffing enchantments from getting hit by that slime. Okay, we take 2, go to 18. Opponent. Paying some life. There's another acidic slime. Probably to hit our O-ring, get their Panharmonicon back. Or potentially hit our treasure map so we don't flip it. I can see that happening too. Yes. Okay. Gets our treasure map. You got it, opponent. That's probably the correct play. I don't blame you. We'll play a land, and I guess it's time to just start lingering some souls. Lingering souls. And flashback lingering souls. Pass the turn to the opponent. I mean, there's a chance that we just do this 2 turns in a row and just start attacking them in the air every turn, and we just outrace them. There's a world where that happens. Especially if we just play and flashback this other Lingering Souls next turn. And then just slam the monument the following turn. They'll all be 2/2s. That should close the game out. Alternatively, we could play the monument this next turn and swing for 8, putting them at 10. We'd have to sacrifice a spirit, but then they would... we could also leave some back to block, potentially. Now, we're not going to let the acidic slimes die here, because they're playing all kinds of graveyard recursion, and I really don't want them to get that effect back into their hand. Which might have been what they were counting on there, we'll see. But yeah, I think the proper play would be to actually just attack for 4 and play and flashback the other Lingering Souls. Hope and pray that they don't have the Blasphemous Act. Oh, there's an Intangible Virtue. That might actually change our math a little bit here. If we play Eldrazi Monument, they're indestructible, and that would get around the Blasphemous Act. We would have to sacrifice 1 the next end step, or at the next upkeep. That's probably better than losing all of them, I think, especially if we play Lingering Souls and then they just clear the board because they're not indestructible. I think we're going to go ahead and play it safe and play the Eldrazi Monument. This requires them to have an answer for the monument first. We'll go ahead and put them to 10. It would have been great for these to have Vigilance off of the Intangible Virtue, but I don't think that's where we're at. So we're going to attack with all creatures. Like I said, we don't actually want to be blocking and killing their acidic slimes because I don't want them to e-witness them back and then start hitting our Eldrazi Monument, the Oblivion Ring, etc. Let's see what they've got. Chord of Calling, X2. Phantasmal Image, Copying Slime, Destroying Eldrazi Monument. Yeah. That's strong. This deck is very consistent from them. Alright, so they go to 13, and we will pass the turn. Next turn, I suppose we have to just Intangible Virtue, attack. I'm not sure I would really want to, well, let's see. I guess it just depends on if that attack gets in or not and what their life total is afterwards as to whether or not we will play and or flashback the second copy of Lingering Souls that we have. Yep, we're going to 8. What are they doing here, opponent? Gonna play like a Titan or something? That would be really bad for us, actually, a Titan. We don't have a good way of dealing with the trample damage right now. Ghostly Prison. That can potentially pinch them on mana. So let's start off by just playing Intangible Virtue, going to combat and seeing what happens here. They go to 5. Okay, let's more blockers. Let's try to shut them down on mana with the Ghostly Prison. I think their Lotus Bloom is coming down next turn, so we might get there just in time. Temple of Abandon for the opponent, yeah. Chord of Calling, enter the battlefield, copy with a Phantasmal Image, craziness. This deck's really cool. I like the opponent's deck. Let's see what they're doing. There's the Blasphemous Act. Yep. To be expected, which is why we've hung on to this other Lingering Souls all this time. I expected them to have a Wrath at some point. Wall of Roots, sure. And they have 1 card left in hand. There's another Eldrazi Monument. That's pretty great. We'll tap 3, play a Lingering Souls, and pass the turn. In case their last card happens to be a Wrath, we want to be able to flash that Lingering Souls back. And we can always just slam this Eldrazi Monument to have the math turn out to be lethal for us in our favor here. Alright, so they draw a card for turn. Is it something that's going to block in the air for you? Or potentially just kill our spirits right now before we get in next turn? They're at 5 minutes on their clock too. They might just time out. Their deck is very complicated. I can't really blame them for taking a little bit of time to think about some of these decisions. Some of the lines that they're going through are very complicated. Knowing what to tutor up, when to bounce certain things. What do they get back here? Blasphemous Act? I suppose that does buy them another turn if they blasphemous act here. We have to flash back that lingering souls again. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Are you going for it? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, I don't know if they have enough mana to cast it, given the number of creatures in play. Oh, yeah, they do. It only costs 9. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I thought it cost like 13. I was thinking of like the Shadows over Innistrad 13 theme. I guess it was also in the first one. Loaming Shaman. They're going to loam our lingering souls back into our deck. That's pretty annoying. Yep, you got it, opponent. They have no cards left in hand. This Loaming Shaman is what they got. But unfortunately, we've got Jack Diddley. Brutal. We will pass the turn. They're going to get in for at least 3. Let's see if we manage to draw something before we die to this Loaming Shaman. We draw a Canopy Vista. Yikes. Come on, deck. Not like this. Not like this. We were in such a dominating position. Ah, it's so brutal. So brutal. The mana screw. We go to 2 mana. Or 2 mana. We go to 2 life. Yep. And they have Bolt or something. Some kind of burn. Nevermaker. Evoked. Putting a permanent on top of our library. Which will be, I guess, probably Ghostly Prison, or maybe Oblivion Ring. Yeah, Ghostly Prison. Sure. Okay. Do we draw a relevant magic card? Another Ghostly Prison. And that's game. We drew whiffs for 4 turns in a row. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, that was unfortunate. Run it back. Our opponent only has a couple minutes on their clock, so this game is going to have to go quickly. We were so close. So close to winning that one, but then our deck just kind of petered out, and we did nothing for 4 turns. We will play first. We have lands. We have our Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, we'll keep this. This looks good. Pretty good. I can't imagine our opponent actually beats us in 2 minutes, though, with how their deck runs. We'll open with Temple of Plenty. From beyond to the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent has Temple of Mystery. Sure. Ah, boy. We draw Anointed Procession. We will play a Fortified Village, Revealing Plains, and we'll go ahead and just get this Grafdigger's Cage down. And pass the turn to the opponent. I feel like we should have had that other game, that game 2. But, you know, statistics be darned, we didn't draw anything that was capable of producing creatures. any of our enchantments that do it, any of our spells that do it. There's only a few cards in our deck that are non-lands that don't do it, but we just runner on those lands. Not a great situation. I think we're just going to Temple of Plenty here. They're not in a very threatening position. Legion's Landing's great. We'll keep that on top. That way we can Anointed Procession next turn. Yep. We get Legion's Landing, so we'll play land, and we will tap 4. Play our Anointed Procession, pass the turn to the opponent. Next turn, look at Lingering Souls and Legion's Landing. They have 1 minute, 10 seconds on their timer. We get a From Beyond. That's interesting. Might actually just do that, so they don't get to capitalize with some of their removal. They have less than a minute on their timer. They get their Lotus Bloom. Yep. So they've got a bunch of mana, 8 mana. Let's see what they're doing with it with 45 seconds left on the clock. It says lagging. That's unfortunate. Acidic Slime. Sure. Hitting our Anointed Procession, maybe? Or maybe Grafdigger's Cage, since it shuts down their whole strategy. Yep, so opponent's going to time out here. Not really sure how this game would have actually turned out. We've got our Anointed Procession here, so we're about to get a bunch of doubled stuff. So Legion's Landing and Lingering Souls. Pass turn to the opponent, and they'll time out. So who knows how this one might have actually turned out, but we end up winning the match due to them timing out. I really think we should have gotten that game too. That was very statistically improbable from our deck to not have us draw an Awakening Zone. A From Beyond would have done it. We would have gotten creatures. A Sram's Expertise would have done it. Either of our other Lingering Souls would have done it. The Legion's Landing would have done it. Pretty much everything else in our deck, but we just were like land. But anyway, yeah, that's Scions and Modern. Reedeckulous Magic Show. Tapped out for the evening, and hope y'all have a good night or day or whenever you happen to be watching this. Peace out.